Thanos, let's talk man to man. Or, well, God to Titan. I know you feel misunderstood. You probably think I don't get where you're coming from, but trust me, I do. You're not the first person to carry the weight of the universe on their shoulders. Been there, done that, literally carried a cross. But let's start with the good things first. You're determined, focused, and man, do you commit to your cause? You've got this discipline, this almost terrifying sense of purpose, like you were born to restore balance to the universe. You're not one to hesitate or second-guess yourself, which, to be fair, is pretty rare. I mean, people can't even decide what they want for dinner most days. And here you are, ready to make universe-altering decisions with just a snap of your fingers. That takes some serious conviction. But here's the thing, Thanos. That strength of yours, that ability to push forward when others would falter, it's a gift. And like any gift, it can be used for great things or terrible ones. Right now, you've been using it to destroy. But what if instead you used it to create? You've got this drive to bring balance. I get that. But balance doesn't come from wiping out half the universe. It comes from restoring what's broken, from healing what's been damaged, not from removing pieces of the puzzle. I mean, think about it. You ever try to fix a puzzle by just tossing out half the pieces? Doesn't work, does it? You need every single one to create the full picture. And look, I know you thought you were doing the right thing. You genuinely believed that by getting rid of half of all life, you'd make the other half's lives better. But the thing is, Thanos, balance isn't about less. It's about more. More love, more kindness, more mercy. You're trying to solve overpopulation by getting rid of people, but the problem isn't the number of lives. It's how we live those lives. Strength isn't about who you can destroy, Thanos. It's about who you can lift up. You've got the power to shape entire worlds, and you're using it to erase them. But what if instead you used it to build them up, to make them better? You've got all this strength, all this power, but you're pointing it in the wrong direction. And let's be real here for a second. Did you really think that snapping half the universe away was the best idea? I mean, how many people were you expecting to die on the spot? Not to mention, you know someone was probably flying a plane when you did that. And suddenly half the pilots are gone. Not exactly the peaceful solution you were hoping for, right? Look, man, strength comes in different forms. The snap, that was raw power. No one can argue with that. But real strength, the kind that lasts, the kind that changes the universe for the better, comes from compassion. It comes from knowing when to hold back, when to let others live, when to lift them up, rather than tear them down. You want balance? That's admirable. But balance doesn't mean destruction. It means nurturing, healing, giving people the chance to live better lives, not fewer lives. You've got a great heart, Thanos, even if it's buried under that giant purple chest of yours. I can see it. I know you think you're doing this out of love for the universe, but real love isn't about deciding who gets to live and who doesn't. It's about helping everyone live better, no matter how tough that might be. And that's where true strength comes from. Not from deciding who stays and who goes, but from making sure everyone has a chance to thrive. So what do you say? How about instead of snapping half the universe away, you try snapping up some compassion? Who knows? Maybe you'll end up saving everyone, and they'll even throw in a "Thanks, Thanos," for good measure. I mean, hey, they might still be a little mad about the whole snap thing, but you've got time to make up for that. Now, Thanos, let's talk about your approach. You wanted to bring balance to the universe, but I have to ask, did you ever stop and question if wiping out half of all life was the best way to do it? You know, sometimes the most obvious solution isn't the right one. It might seem like the quickest fix, but quick fixes rarely lead to lasting peace. I understand where you're coming from. A universe overrun with life, resources running thin, and chaos spreading. It probably felt like a fire that needed to be controlled. And hey, sometimes things do need to be reset. I get that. But do you really think that the universe would magically be better off with half its population gone? You know, in my book, quite literally, there's a saying, love your neighbor as yourself. It's one of the most important commandments. And the thing is, loving your neighbor means seeing them as valuable, no matter how imperfect, no matter how much they might get under your skin. It's not our place to decide whose life is worth living and whose isn't. Each life has value, even the messy ones. Now, I know you think you were doing the universe a favor by removing half of its population, but let me tell you something. Balance doesn't come from subtraction. It comes from restoration. When you wipe out life, you're not fixing the problem. You're just delaying the consequences. It's like cutting down a tree and expecting the forest to thrive. It won't. It might look like a solution at first, but sooner or later, you're left with a wasteland. You know what really brings balance? Growth, compassion, understanding. It's about helping people become the best versions of themselves, not deciding for them whether they deserve to live or not. The universe doesn't need fewer people. It needs better people. And you, Thanos, with all your power and determination, could have been the one to lead them. Instead of snapping your fingers and ending lives, you could have snapped and brought people together, helped them see a new way. Think about it this way. When I came to Earth, I didn't come to condemn the world. I came to save it. And trust me, it would have been a whole lot easier to snap my fingers and start over. I could have just said, let's wipe the slate clean, get rid of all the problems, all the bad apples, and start fresh. But where's the growth in that? Where's the redemption? Where's the learning? Life isn't about perfection, Thanos. It's about progress. Your heart was in the right place. You wanted to save the universe, but you chose a path that caused more pain, more suffering. That's not balance. That's chaos. And deep down, I think you know that. Let me ask you something. What if, instead of snapping half of life away, you had used your incredible power to multiply resources, to expand the universe's ability to sustain life? You've got the Infinity Gauntlet, a tool that can bend reality to your will. Why not use that to create more instead of less? I mean, you've got 6 stones that can do just about anything, and the best solution you came up with was genocide. That's not exactly thinking outside the box. The universe is complex, Thanos. Life is complex. It's messy, unpredictable, and sometimes frustrating. But that's what makes it beautiful. Wiping out half of everything doesn't make the other half better. It just leaves a lot of broken hearts, empty homes, and unanswered questions. And if you're really trying to bring peace, well, that's not the way to do it. I know it seemed like the right thing at the time. You were trying to bring balance to solve the problem of scarcity. But the truth is, the universe doesn't need to be balanced by force. It needs to be balanced by love, by giving people the tools and the opportunities to thrive together. And I know what you're thinking. But Jesus, the universe is too far gone for that. People are selfish, they're greedy, they don't care about balance. Well, that's where you come in. You're powerful, Thanos. You could have led by example, shown people that true strength isn't in destruction, but in mercy. Imagine what the universe could have been if you'd used your power to bring people together, to help them build instead of tear apart. You have a choice, Thanos. You can keep believing that destruction is the only way to bring balance, or you can start seeing that there's a better way. A harder way, yes, but a better one. You've got the strength, the power, and the will to make a real difference. You just need to change your approach. So Thanos, next time you feel like snapping your fingers, maybe take a step back and think, is this really the best way to help the universe? Or am I just taking the easy way out? Remember, real balance doesn't come from taking life away. It comes from giving life, from nurturing it, from helping others grow. Imagine what you could do if you chose compassion over power. Imagine the lives you could change, the worlds you could save. You wouldn't be feared, you'd be loved. You wouldn't be seen as a tyrant, you'd be seen as a savior. You don't have to be the villain, Thanos. You can be the hero. All it takes is a shift in perspective. You don't need to control the universe. You just need to love it. And I know that might sound impossible right now, but trust me, once you start walking the path of compassion, everything changes. You see people differently. You see life differently. You see yourself differently. You've already got the power, Thanos. Now it's time to add the compassion. Use your strength to heal, to build, to lift others up. That's how you change the universe. Not by forcing it to bend to your will, but by inspiring it to become something better. And hey, if you're worried that compassion makes you weak, just remember, I changed the world with nothing but love. And I'm still changing it, one heart at a time. You can do the same. You just have to choose it.